I've honestly never seen a jersey that just straight up says, "It's so over," more than a Russell Westbrook number 18 Sacramento Kings jersey. This is something that a lot of people have been tracking this offseason. Russell Westbrook looking for a new team after getting let go by the Denver Nuggets, and he signs a non-guaranteed deal with the Sacramento Kings, which is about as close as you can get to your NBA career is over without your NBA career actually being over. No disrespect to Russell Westbrook. I'm glad that he's still going to be in the league. It's just a weird situation. This is already a Kings team that I didn't really like in the first place. I didn't like the roster construction. I think their win total projection is somewhere in the 32 to 34 win range. And I think it could definitely be worse than that. You've got some remnants of old Chicago Bulls teams like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Sabonis is there. He's good. Keegan Murray signed an extension, but he's going to be hurt to start the year. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox is gone. Way back, Tyrese Halliburton is gone. And now you're adding Russell Westbrook to a group that already struggles to shoot, that's going to have a new coach. It is just an all-around weird situation made even weirder by Russell Westbrook wearing number 18 on the Sacramento Kings. I have an intrusive thought. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to break the NBA wins record this year. That would require them going 74-8 in one of the toughest Western conferences that we have seen in a very long time. Let me explain. The Thunder are obviously extremely good. They won the title last year. They have the MVP, the finals MVP. They had the best record in the league last year. They were an unbelievable regular season team and had the best net rating in the history of the league. We know all of those things, but the thing that I think people sometimes forget is that they were missing key pieces of their team for significant stretches of the season. Chet played half the year. Isaiah Hartenstein missed a bunch of time. The fully formed version of the Oklahoma City Thunder that we saw in the postseason, we actually didn't get that for a good portion of the regular season, and they were already so good. I know that right now their win total projection is somewhere in the 62 to 64 range. They're coming off of a deep playoff run. Typically, defending champs don't just go out and have another fantastic regular season. But I think this team is different. They're that deep. They can rest a couple of guys on a given night and still have a great chance of winning. Their defense is so good that they can have a great chance of winning regardless of who is out there. And if they have a healthy season, I could absolutely see them going 74-8 and breaking the wins record. Here's our wild take of the day. AJ Green signs a new contract extension with the Milwaukee Bucks, pays him $10 million a year. And this guy says this could have been me or you, and for about $44.5 million less. Just sign someone for the minimum. Have fun paying this dude $10 million a year while Giannis watches in a different jersey, specifically because of garbage contracts like this. First of all, AJ Green's a good player. He can shoot. He's got good chemistry with Giannis, and $10 million a year, $11 million a year in the current NBA salary cap landscape is really not all that much money. It's less than the mid-level exception. It's less than a bunch of other guys around the league that are just straight up worse than AJ Green. I'm not trying to tell you that he's going to be a full-time starter for this team, but it's a good number. It's totally fine. It's totally defensible. If you want to talk about, oh my gosh, this terrible contract, that terrible contract, there's a lot of places to look in the NBA. I don't know what AJ Green did to this guy, but this is our wild take of the day for sure. Chris Livingston was waived by the Milwaukee Bucks, a guy that most people watching this video probably have no idea who he is. He's a former second-round pick in the 2023 NBA draft, but the reason that this is significant is it seemed like he might have a decent NBA career ahead of him, and he was waived because the Bucks are trying to finalize their 15-man roster. And amongst those 15 players on the final roster, multiple Antetokounmpos will be on that 15-man roster. It made me wonder, at what point would the Bucks stop doing this? They brought in one brother and then they brought in another. If Giannis went to the Bucks and said, if both of these guys are not on the team, I'm going to request a trade, at what point would the Bucks say, okay, stop, this is getting crazy? If Giannis had 7 professional basketball player brothers and he was like, I need every single one of these guys to be on the team or I'm requesting a trade, would the Bucks say, okay, that's fine? Or would that be the line? Is it 5 brothers, 4 brothers, 9 brothers, whatever the case may be? Because at some point the Bucks would have to say, okay, this is just too much. But then also there are plenty of teams around the league that would be like, we will sign 7 Antetokounmpos if that means that Giannis is on our roster. They are making roster decisions, cutting guys that might actually be decent so that they can keep Antetokounmpo's on the roster, and I really want to know what exactly the line is there. So it's just preseason, but Dylan Harper looks pretty good. And it made me wonder, at what point would the San Antonio Spurs regret the De'Aaron Fox trade? I don't think that they do, despite the fact that he's hurt again, just like he was hurt at the end of last year, although that was kind of a lingering injury from his time with Sacramento. And obviously Dylan Harper looks really good. They didn't know at the time of the trade that they were going to be getting the second pick of the draft and be getting Dylan Harper, someone that is a perfect fit for their team. And things are a little bit weird now with Fox there as well. I don't think they regret it. But I think the only reason they don't regret it is because they didn't really have to give up a ton. They basically gave up some contracts and 2 first-round picks in exchange for De'Aaron Fox, who gave them like immediate credibility in the backcourt in a spot that they desperately needed help at. And it allows them to kind of bring along Dylan Harper pretty slowly here and not really have to force him into anything significant. But if we get halfway through the year and Dylan Harper's playing 20 minutes a game and looks awesome in those 20 minutes, and they're having trouble trying to figure out some of the spacing stuff with Fox and some of these other guys, I think some regret could start to creep in, mostly revolving around the giant contract that they gave De'Aaron Fox and then some of the injury issues. I don't think they regret it right now, but I do wonder how good would Dylan Harper have to be as a rookie for the Spurs to look around and be like, we don't want De'Aaron Fox on this team. Does anyone else find it interesting that Trae Young just does not have an extension with the Atlanta Hawks? We've got a bunch of other guys around the league that are getting extensions. Presumably Trae Young wants the max extension, the one that pays him like $65+ million a year. The Hawks have assembled a pretty good team around him. They look to be a pretty intriguing team for this upcoming season. He should be at the center of that. And he just doesn't have a contract extension, which creates all kinds of weird scenarios. And as good as the vibes appear to be in Atlanta outside of this can very easily derail things pretty quickly if your star player, presumably your best player, does not have a long-term contract extension. It makes me wonder if the Hawks are thinking maybe Trae Young isn't the guy necessarily that we're building around. We've just built a nice roster and Trae Young happens to be the guy at the center of it. It's definitely very interesting. Trae Young is a good NBA player. You're going to have a above average offense when he's on the team, and you're going to have some issues on defense whenever he's on the team. And I just wonder if this is one of those things that a year from now, we all realize, oh yeah, it does make sense why Trae Young didn't get an extension, because now he's on the Lakers or he's on the Nets or whatever team you want to throw out there. I don't think it's crazy to think that this is maybe a sign of potential change in Atlanta, despite a lot of excitement around the season. Joe Mazzulla, Celtics head coach, recently said one of the most insightful things I've ever heard a coach say. If you missed it, typically every single year, the Celtics have a media versus media scrimmage in the preseason just for fun, right? But the day that that's supposed to happen, Joe Mazzulla comes out and says, no, the media is going to be playing against the coaching staff. This is a coaching staff that includes Mazzulla himself, who was a high-level college point guard. Like Sam Cassell's on the roster. Like, these are real guys. Yes, they're older, but these are real guys. They're obviously going to get smoked. And I think in the first quarter, the media lost like 57-4. But that's not the point. The point is, one, they did actually end up doing the media versus media portion. And also, Mazzulla had this to say.
I don't think you realize how much it helped me, see. I think one of the reasons, there's no stage up here today, because I felt like after yesterday, we all had our guard down and like we were all in the competitive arena together. That meant a lot to lower everyone's guard and, bust balls and do all that stuff. So it was cool to see everybody in a natural environment. And, sometimes we're coming from a competitive arena and you're not in a competitive arena. You're just doing your job. And that's where things get misinterpreted. But like, for all of us to be in the same arena, I think that says a lot. So yesterday was very, very important. It'll be laughed at and joked about, but it means a lot more to humanize. We have too many interactions where it's coach and you, like everyone's doing their job.
And I'll be honest, I was one of those people that was making fun of it, that was making a joke out of it, because I didn't think he was serious when he said they were going to do media versus coaches. But when I saw him say that, I was like, this is... I never, ever would have thought to think of this from that perspective. And it actually genuinely was one of the most insightful things I've ever heard a coach say.